Hello, this is Charlton, aka the Sage. I'm called the Sage because I'm a teacher, and one of my students remarked that he would call me Sage, a wise man. So it sticks, and I have a Tumblr blog, um, the Sage fans, um, and I talk about being a teacher. I retired from teaching in 2019 to care for my elderly mother, and but however she died in 2020 of COVID. So my caregiving job lasted only 8 months. So in the meanwhile, the 4 years, I enjoyed my the fruits of my 29 years of teaching. And then last year, I decided to go back to education as a substitute. And along the way, I got coaxed or talked into coming back teaching full time, middle school, believe it or not. And so I will be teaching eighth grade Georgia studies. And I have never taught this subject before. I had a GoFundMe campaign to try to raise money because I retired and I threw out my stuff. I didn't need it. I didn't think I was going to ever go back to the classroom. Two, I never taught eighth grade. So I didn't have any material for it. And three, whatever material I had, either obsolete because things have changed in 4 or 5 years. Things are more advanced. So that's why I was raising money. And being that I was in the classroom last year, I sort of knew what is going to be needed. I serve a school that is 15% homeless, the highest in the county. 15% um, second language learners. So there is a need. So today was the first day of pre planning. And if you're a teacher, you know pre planning is that week you're supposed to be getting ready for your students, but you spend more time sitting in a classroom listening to rules, regulations, and changes and procedures. You meet new people, you try to remember the old people, you get reacquainted with your buddies, and you try to start the process again. But what I want to talk about in my time I have is fears. I'm afraid, definitely afraid. I taught 7 through 12, except for the eighth grade. I've been teacher of the year twice in two different schools. I have taught advanced placement courses. You notice my shirt, this is for APUS. I have taught on DES, collaborative classes. I should not be afraid. I was a substitute last year. I should not be afraid. But this teacher is afraid. The meetings today threw a lot of information at me. And for basically for even years, including last year, because I didn't do much, I didn't have to take in information. I did not really have to act on information. I was just there. So to try to get into true teacher mode, especially when things have changed, it is scary. Tonight was spent on trying to prepare for tomorrow. Tomorrow is more classes, or more workshops, or professional development. I will put on a face, a smiley face. I will go in, try to assimilate as much of the information I can and go from there. I hope I can recapture that magic of teaching for my students. Everyone think I can. I have to believe that I can. And I hope this, what I've started today, will continue because I like to record my journey. I'm supposed to be writing a book for my previous writings. It's called From, excuse me, I had a brain freeze for a moment. From Chalkboard to Smartboards, a teacher journey. Because I started teaching with chalk and blackboards, and when I left, smartboards were just coming in, the fashion. And now they are in, and I got to learn how to finagle with that. So if I able to keep this up, I'm not photogenic, so I'm scared of the camera. But if I continue to do this, I would like to share the insight of a teacher returning, a retired teacher returning back to the classroom, and the fears and the things that one faces when thrown back into the lion's den. So this is the Sage signing off. Have a blessed day or evening.